I'm going to invite you to do a tarot reading with me. Okay, so I goofed a little bit this morning when I was doing my tarot reading, and this 5 is actually not necessarily about depression. That's more of the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Swords is more about a miscommunication. There are winners and losers. Swords are the element of air, and thoughts and communication, and also the ends of the swords, they're pointy, so they hurt. So I made a little mistake. However, in my case, since I've been kind of dealing with some depression, thoughts have a tendency to actually create depression. So it does it works with my situation. However, I did some I did a reflection of the card earlier today, and I came up with some different things. So, like I said, a reverse card is blocked, delayed, healing, or internal energy for me. And since I'm on a healing journey of trying to discover just me again, a lot of this, since this whole card is reversed, I'm trying to discover more about what thoughts are truly mine. And I've been shutting out the rest of the world because I just need to have my head clear for right now. Something that keeps coming to mind whenever I see this card is these 5 swords. Now, if you're looking, there's a moth here, and the 5 swords are pointing at this moth. If the card is reversed or right side up, it's almost like the thoughts are coming toward the moth and being pointed at, and almost like being, if these swords belong to all these fairies, it's almost like the fairies are defending their territory. And with the swords being in reverse, this 5 of swords being in reverse, it's more of not really, it's more internal stuff. It's more, the thought that came to my mind was, are these swords coming out of the moth? Instead of being pointed toward the moth, is it being coming out from? I'm having a little bit of a struggle right now with trying to decide what route I should take for a few different ways that I want my life to go. And I'm wondering if maybe each one of these swords is an extension of that. It could be, it may not, and this is just kind of something that I'm coming to reflect. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to choose one. It could be all 5. I could choose all 5. I'm a little overwhelmed right now, and maybe I need to let some of these thoughts rest and be a little bit more quiet with my thoughts right now, and not focus so much on all 5 of them, and just be in my silent era, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Other things that I was looking at was, we've got the blue here at the bottom, and we've got the clouds up at the top. Maybe I need to dream a little bit more instead of having it flipped over. And maybe I need to have myself up in the clouds a little bit more. Maybe I need to let whatever the blue means, this is more of the sky when it's actually right side up. But maybe because the clouds are on top, I need to focus a little bit more on dreaming more. I don't know, something of that nature. Now, like I said before, we could also look at colors. We've got white, we've got blue, we've got silver. All of these fairies are a different color, so there's a lot of different colors going on in this. It's not just the 1 or 2. These clouds also don't look very happy to me. I mean, they are happy, they can be. It's like the sun is trying to protrude them, but it's not. It's there's a lot of cloudiness going on, and a lot of miscommunication, a lot of not knowing what I'm even trying to say to myself right now. So I'm just trying to figure all of that out. We could also we've got 5. The number 5 is in the tarot is the middle of a journey, and 5s are usually about conflict. So we've got conflict. I've got conflicting thoughts, because that's what swords are, thoughts and communication. It's also the element of air. I'm wondering if I need to remember to breathe. I'm wondering if the tarot is trying to remind me to breathe more. I've had a few breakdowns recently where I've been crying my eyes out and it's actually very hard for me to breathe. So I'm wondering if there's a way for me to tell myself to slow down a little bit and allow myself to just breathe in, like what I did before at the beginning of the reading, before when I did the breathe 5 counts in and hold and 5 counts out and hold. I'm wondering if I need to actually remind myself to do that more throughout the day in order to do that. Maybe even 5 times a day. That might even help me feel a little bit more grounded and within my own body. What else are we looking at here? I get the moth is so much bigger than these fairies, and I just kind of wonder, am I the moth? Am I one of these fairies? And I'm just I'm wondering if there's a bigger evil that I need to point a lot of my energy toward. Something of that nature. I don't want to say his name, but Orange Face could be this guy. I don't know. I'm just kind of saying it because he's been causing me a lot of mental anguish lately, and I don't know how I'm going to stabilize myself for the next 3.5 years with him. But that's beside the point there. Let's see, we've got okay, so what's happening in the card right now? Again, we kind of have 5 swords pointing at. It seems like sort of a defensive mechanism. If it's the other side way around, it also could be the with the ideas shooting out and going to the ground. I actually, now that I'm thinking about this out loud, I'm actually wondering if I need to figure out why I'm shooting my own ideas into the ground. Why am I not allowing myself to breathe and allowing myself to live in the clouds, to have my ideas be more dreamlike? I know that if the card was right side up, the ideas would be going more into the blue area, but I just kind of wonder if maybe I'm actually need to consider, why am I pushing my ideas down when maybe I should be pushing my ideas up, and or whatever kind of a thing. Now another, we did our what we see, hear, feel, taste, smell. Those are 5 senses that you can use. When you're feeling it, it's not just feeling physically, it's actually feeling emotionally as well, like physically and emotionally. So again, I just get with feeling, I just get a lot of miscommunication and anguish with this right now. If you want to look at the card, or like what was happening prior to the card, the image that I kind of get is these swords almost kind of like were pointed any which way, and this moth kind of came into view, and all the swords just kind of and just zeroed in on this thing, on this intruder, or on me, or something of that nature. I could not figure out what's coming up next. That is something that I couldn't quite put into words. I couldn't quite visualize what is coming next, and that might be what the next 2 weeks is going to be showing me. I don't know what else to say about that. But that's the 6 prompts. We had the before, the after, and the during. We also have what is the card actually meaning, conflicting thoughts. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10 prompts. I have like a lot more prompts on a worksheet in my profile, but this is kind of what's coming up for me right now for this day on this new moon, and I needed to give you a little bit of an update. It's not the reflection update, because the reflection will probably be coming in about 2 weeks when the full moon comes, and I'm going to try to leave this card out on the side so that I can like look at it every day whenever I'm at my desk, and just kind of see what comes up. So if you commented on my previous video what card you got, let me know what your interpretation was. If you want to comment on this video now and tell me what card you got in your interpretation of what you need to pay attention to for the next 2 weeks for the full moon in Taurus, let me know. If not, thank you for coming on this healing journey with me.